Hi Rob, welcome back to another episode of Grassroots Racer. This week I'll be speaking to Hayden Vickers. He races in speedway. He does wingless midgets. Honestly, he's a really cool dude. It was great to have a short chat to him tonight. But one thing I do want to quickly cover is Stan Sport was covering the Speed Series at Winton over the weekend. And as you know, I've got over 100 episodes now on Grassroots Racer. So to have so many people who were on the show there was incredible. From Jackson Rice, Benny Grice, Craig Scatella, and Elliot Barber. They were all in Trans Am. John Bow was in Touring Car Masters. Jude Barguana was in Saloon Cars. Josh Buchan, Lockie Manif, and Clay Richards, they were racing in TCR. So big shout out to all them guys because they're all previous guests from the show. And if you haven't missed out on any, you can always go have a look back on Spotify or YouTube. So it's just Flippin' Man Motorsport like you'll be watching it on here. Thanks, guys, so much, and enjoy this episode of Grassroots Racer. So what inspired you to get involved in grassroots racing?
Um, I was about 4 years old. It's junior speedway and like bike speedway, and I did that for 3 years, just running around. When I was 4, Dad had to lie about my age, so yeah, and then went to motocross when I was about 7, and then yeah, it was a long journey, but then into the speedway.
So from the guess of it, your father inspired you to get into racing?
Yeah, he did. Used to go to his boys' race meetings and used to just wish I was out there from when I was like 12 and to now I'm actually racing, so it's good.
Yeah, that's really good. And how long have you been racing now?
Oh, all my life, really, since I was 4.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Also, how did you get started in Speedway? Because you said you did a bit of motocross there, so how'd you get started in Speedway?
Well, my dad raced AMP Nationals back in the day, and I used to just go out there and watch him race speedway. And yeah, then he bought me a car back 3 years ago. We've got two cars in the shed now. My sister's racing, so yeah,
So,
it's all happening.
yeah. And for the viewers, what is the car?
Wingless sprint. So it's basically a sprint car minus the horsepower, and with and take the wings off. And it's basically a sprint car minus horsepower and the wings.
Yeah, and where do you guys race? And tell us a bit about the series.
Well, there is a state series which is all around South Australia, and go to Renmark, Wyala, Mount Gambier, and all those sort of country tracks. And we always also race at Murray Bridge Speedway, so in South Australia. Next year, hopefully, I'm good. After I had an injury about a month ago, and yeah, hopefully I'm pretty good for this season. So yeah.
What happened, if you don't mind me asking?
I did. Well, I was involved in a racing accident in the wingless. We did the annual 60 lapper race, and yeah, so another competitor slid me and went for a good ride. Cage
What?
first in the fence and was in hospital for 4 days. So
Ooh, no good.
yeah, no good at all.
Yeah. So you're looking to get back racing next season.
Yeah, after pass some stuff and we should be all good.
And I race circuits, so I don't really know the procedure, but what's the procedure to get back in the car?
Well, I have to go through everyone has to do a medical at the start of the year for Speedway Australia. I have to do that medical, and and all that, and had to have to do a concussion test because I was major concussed in the car. So
Yeah, that's no
before
good. So it's definitely something that's set you back a little bit. What are some other challenges that you can face as a grassroots racer in Speedway?
learning how to set the car up, I like the dad does set up for me on race days. I just focus on racing during the racing, then come home and wash the car, help him wash the car, and do all that stuff. And a lot of setting up the car in the shed and setting the car up at the track. So you have to keep watching the track evolution and deciding what SAP you have to go for. And yeah, it's pretty technical, but I mean, they like it.
Yeah, and how would you decide whether you want to set up a track? Do you go based off grip, condition, how wet it is?
How yeah, track conditions and evolution. So we do 30 lap races at and with 20 cars. So if track can be gone out of within 20 laps, so last 10, you always send the car up for the last 10 laps, and that's how people that's how good guys win. They set their car up for the last 10 laps.
So would you say that you're resting in the car most of the race and then waiting for them last 10 laps to sort of bring you home and see how you go?
I basically send it from the start, but it's first 15 to 20 laps is always tight.
Yeah.
And it's pretty fun to it's pretty fun when you know you have a good car and you can win it.
Yeah. Are you one of the guys who is a really good qualifier, so you always start up the front, or do you find yourself not very good at qualifying and do you making up positions in the race?
So like in speedway, it's all about track position and where you start in the heat. So if you start out of 5 and you've got all the good cars, you're not gonna blitz past them, and you have to probably finish 5th or 6th. So you're gonna have a struggle night, and if you had a pole in the first race, it's gonna go on for a good night, and you're probably in the top 3. We in the wingless category, mainly we get 38 nominations to 40 nominations for a state series, and I go over to Victoria a lot to do the Summer Slam and do all those big shows over there. And I did it 2 years ago, and there was 75 nominations in the wingless category, so it's pretty elbows up. I finished at Simpson. I ran a 5th and a 3rd, and it put me out of 10th in the B. So it's pretty close in points, and with a lot of cars, it's pretty fun.
Yeah, and how do you sort of progress into the sprint, wingless sprint category? Do you start from a karting level and move your way up, or how do most people sort of get to that level?
So I race dirt karts. So I race ADCA dirt karts, and I've done that since I was 12 when I finished motocross. So when I finished motocross, I jumped into a dirt kart for the first time, and from then I'm still doing it to just do more laps, and it's pretty. Dirt karts is insane. It's been off the charts lately. We've got 250 nominations in different categories. Not in the same meeting, but a lot of the classes are split. So it was a lot of intense racing in speedway and dirt karts, so which is fun.
Yeah, and obviously with go-karting, it's a little bit tricky. How do you find yourself competitive wise? Do you need a big budget?
The dad runs the numbers, so I don't worry about that. So yeah, a KT twin, so it's got two Yamaha 100s, the old style push start ones, and I've got like a two engine one, which is a twin. I've got a KT medium, which is a single, and I got a 125, which is they run bitumen. So yeah.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. I obviously did a bit of asphalt go-karting a few years ago, so I'd obviously be very different to what speedway would be.
It's still hours up, and you have to get after it. But yeah, I tend to find bitumen when it's a long race, like say 24-hour or like a V8 supercar race. I tend to get very bored, and with speedway, you got people blazing around the outside and slide jobs, and you can see the whole track. So for those, I'm not having a go, but like speedway is pretty. I find it better for the fans and all that. So yeah,
That's fair enough. And honestly, I can see where you're coming from. Lots of asphalt racing these days can be a bit boring after a while. So when you're watching speedway, there's always something going on. You can always see someone planning to make a move, or in the, I guess in the middle doing a move. So speedway is obviously very interesting. And do you ever find yourself racing in asphalt or not?
oh, I know Bradley Vaughan, the Super 2 guy, and he races the wingless too. And I was talking to him, and yeah, maybe one day, maybe see how we go. Maybe go to the Bend for a track day or something like that. I always like any form of racing I do, like NASCAR or IndyCar or any other sort of form of motorsport I like. So yeah.
I actually interviewed Brad Vaughan on here a little while ago.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's a good bloke. He's funny too.
Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did quite well in Super 3 last year. Be good to see him in Super 2 this year, how he does.
Yeah, it was a bit unlucky in Perth. I watch all the photos, all the stuff, and a bit unlucky in Perth, but you get that.
Yeah. Have you just random question, have you ever had any races that you remember vividly that were really good for you?
Oh, probably when I did my back a month ago, I lost a track record at my bridge. Someone got me on the last corner, last lap. We were doing the record, and there was one lap to go, and yeah, I lost the record by 2 corners.
Do you have any good moments?
Oh, winning at Wakery, winning at Wakery, and winning at Premier Speedway, Warrnambool. Yeah, that was not winning a heat race in the SummerSlam. That was pretty fun. Getting to talk to the commentator there, he's pretty special there, so it's pretty cool.
Who's that?
Gav White. He's got iconic sayings and yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I haven't heard of him. Have you ever raced an enclosed speedway car or not?
No, not planning on to, but only the open wheels.
That's fair enough. Obviously, have you got anything that you want to try in the future, speedway wise or even asphalt wise?
410 non-wing. That's what I want to do. That's in America. They're on. So it's 950 horsepower, which the sprint cars run, and minus the downforce. So that'd be pretty nuts, I reckon. Or a midget.
Yeah, obviously the 410s are pretty quick. They're hard to keep up with if you were to try and race them in anything else. So I feel like though I would try and use if I was to drive a 410, I'd be using wings.
You just, yeah, I reckon non-wing be fun, or sprint car. Yeah.
Hmm.
Either two of them, that'd be pretty good.
Yeah, it's obviously the 410's a very quick car.
Oh, yeah. They are pretty quick.
Yeah. It's obviously it's a little bit hard. Obviously, sorry, I don't know how old you are, but is it hard to balance your, I guess, your personal life with your racing career? So still being able to compete competitively while doing schoolwork, for an example.
Uh, yeah. I'm 20, so I work. So it's basically work the whole week. Go out the shed Thursday to Friday after work and work on the car, and then go to the track Saturday. Or in the go karts, we do 2 days. 2 days. So Saturday and Sunday, come home Sunday night and go to work next day. Pretty tired, but yeah, we love it. So that's what we do.
Yeah, and have you got any sort of goals that you're trying to move towards in the near future? Maybe your next step, next category you want to jump in?
I want to go. I want to go to I want to go to America and race over there, like non-wing 410 or sprint car or midget. I want to do that, or the Chili Bowl Nationals, which is a big midget indoor event in America. I want to do that. Yeah, a lot of goals, but I don't know if I have the budget to do that. So yeah.
Yeah. So you are looking for sponsors currently?
Yes, I am. We got some good ones at the moment, but yeah.
Did you want to shout them out?
Eagle Trays and Campers, GJ Gartner Homes, and also State Crane Trucks. They've been pretty good.
Yeah.
To us, so yeah.
Yeah, obviously racing's very hard to do without sponsors, and it can be tricky. So it's great to when you have sponsors there who can really help you out.
Yeah, correct. If you don't have sponsors, it's pretty hard. You have to, pretty good how companies dish out money to people and they can follow their dreams.
Yeah, and obviously, with when you are on a budget a little bit like myself, when you're prepping for a race, what do you sort of try to put through your head? Do you have any specific rituals or routines that you follow?
Oh, it's probably I always put my glove on my right hand. If I put it on my left, I'm gonna do bad. And always there's a wristband that we get at signing. That's always have to be on the right. There's just little things like that.
Yeah. Obviously, a few drivers have few different rituals, so it's a little bit different for everyone. Actually, did you ever grow up watching anyone that you inspire to be like?
Kyle Larson, Donny Schatz, Jamie Wincup for SVG. Yeah, them 4, 5.
Yeah, cool. I appreciate you coming to speak to me, Hayden.
Yeah, that's all right.
I honestly wish you the best for the future, and I hope I can catch up with you soon.
Yeah, cheers. Thanks.
Cool. Thanks, man.
That's all right.